Autoloading tanks in World of Tanks Blitz have great damage potential, but they are vulnerable when you are reloading your magazine. What's the best way to play it? Let's take a look in today's video. Yes, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. My name is martindoggerwotb and I make videos in a slightly noob-free fashion about World of Tanks Blitz. And today we're gonna kick off a how to play series. And we're gonna do that by looking at the auto-loading tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. Of course there's a Progetto line coming, the Progetto 65 Italian tanks, which have an auto-reloading magazine, which is slightly different to autoloaders. Autoloaders have 3 or 4 shots in a magazine, and once you've fired all 3 or 4 of them, you have to do a full reload. Auto-reloaders automatically start reloading their first shell, and once that tech tree has it, I will do a full guide on that type of tank as well. But let's look at the autoloaders, and they start pretty much at the lower tiers. Straight away you have a few tanks that have an autoloader, but once you get to say tier 6 and 7, these tanks really become more abundant. This is a very big tank, as you can see, the Chiri, which is one of the few auto-reloading medium tanks. It's in the Japanese line, it has got no armor, but it has a great gun with a really rapid unloading of the magazine. You have to distinguish when you're driving an autoloader between the full reload and the inter-shell reload. And as you can see, from that little marker above the 3 shells, the Chiri has the second shot available already within 1 second. That means that the damage potential of a Chiri is 3 shots in 2 seconds. That's great because this tank has no armor. And that is a factor when you are driving an autoloading tank, because you will want to maximize your damage potential as much as possible, and preferably you will not want to get hit as you are unloading your magazine. And Dr. Stang, who is driving the Chiri over here, is not doing the best of jobs in that regard, because he did suffer from the Black Prince, who was shooting him at practically the same rate of fire. So that's basically lesson number 1. You have to know where you can take cover if you are driving an auto-loading tank, because you will want to reload in safety like Dr. Stang is doing here. Be prepared to, well, get a fair bit of verbal abuse in the chat from your teammates. You have to be selfish from time to time. You have to be willing to let your teammates bleed so that you can retain your hit points. The longer the game lasts, the more dangerous you become. Chiri can dump 480 worth of damage into an unsuspecting enemy within 3 seconds, and at this tier that's usually the tank destroyers or the heavy tank that can do that. It's usually not the job of a medium to tank to drop 480 in terms of damage into a tank. The Pershing is being harassed by the KV-3, and this STA-1 is going to find out what an auto-loading tank can do. 1, 2, and there we go, number 3, yes, straight in there. He does manage to get a kill on a tier 8 medium tank, rams into the Pershing, Dr. Stang, and then he's going to waste this shot, shoot it up in the air, and this one is going to bounce on the engine deck, and this one is going to miss. No, he's not reloaded yet. And yes, well done, T26E4 finishes off. So, an auto-loading tank can be a finisher as well as, let's say, a softening fabric. You soften up the enemies by shooting them 1, 2, 3, and then you drive back into cover. And then the big guns can finish off. You can also use this mechanic very reliably to keep tanks permatracked. First shot into the tank, then the second shot goes into the track as well. They repair, and with the third shot you track them again. And you can see that this T71, driven by Barbatos 99, has fallen into the same trap basically that Dr. Stang also fell into. He sacrifices quite a bit of hit points to get 828 damage done, 999 now. He is reloading, then he rolls around, Choose the AMX 1375 once, twice, and 3 times. And this is great. This is what you have to do. You will want to drop your 3 shells, all of your magazine, maybe 4 shells if you are, for example, a Lorraine 42, into the enemy without getting hit back in return. That's the basic theory behind it. And WoT is going to reload here behind the carcass of that Conwell B. In the meantime, he is capping base A. And they've got some work to do. It is 3 on 3 and he's trying to set up a shot over there. And this is the time when you have to start being selfish. There's no tanks popping up over there, so he wants to go in, move in. There's an issue 100Y in the town area as well. There's a Tiger 1. And he's got some work to do. You can't just sit there and wait it out because he hasn't got a lot of HP left. And a Tiger 1 at this amount of health, that's a very dangerous opponent. A VK3601H is a dangerous opponent. So 1, 2, 3, there we go. That's a great trade, as you can see. 3 shots into the VK without none taken in return. And take a look at this now. He's going to put another shot into that VK, but then realizes there's the ARL coming around. 1 shot into him. Take this damage, 379. That's not really what you want to do, but then again, it's a gun taken out and he makes a bit of a mistake. Gets shot by the VK, but that shot goes in. But now he has a broken turret and he has to run away. Selfish, let your teammates bleed. VK is down and this is the Tiger 1 coming in who is now going to chase him. And WoT has a bit of a problem here because he doesn't have a repair pack anymore and he's got a broken turret. And this T71 doesn't have a really, lucky bounce, doesn't have really quick turret traverse, as you can see, and with the broken turret it's even worse. But look at this, he's going forward and then backwards. And the Tiger is thinking, where did he go? Where did he go? Did he go over here? Did he go over here? Behind this building then? No, he's not. WoT is sitting over here. It's going to do this great. Remember, 3 shots, 1, yes, no damage taken. Tiger 1 has shot. There we go, set up the tank. Second shot into the Tiger, and then the third shot, there we go, yes. This is what you will want to do in an auto-loading tank. 3 shots into the Reds, 0 damage taken in return. And yes, he was lucky with the bounce on the track, but then again, he is playing it like a boss here. Misses the first shot on the KV-1S, which is a bit unfortunate because otherwise he would have killed that KV-1S. But he's got 4 kills and he is not willing to take a shot from that KV-1S. His team is winning 990 and there we go. That is the last kill. All red tanks are down and 1000 victory points for the green team. Battle finished. Great ace there for WoT 99. Top gun, high caliber as well in the T71. And this is an auto-loading light tank. We've had an auto-loading medium tank, we've had an auto-loading light tank. And the top of the line for the American tanks and for one of the French lines is a auto-loading heavy tank. And it's going to be in the next 2 games. And this game is a perfect example of a T57 Heavy setting up at the right position where Reds basically run into his gun and he can keep shooting. But he's going to play this perfectly, completely held down, safe from harm, with some support from a Centurion 7/1 and a T95. And here we go, first shot into the IS once, and then the second shot just flies over the engine deck, and then the third shot is, well, yeah, it bounces on the tracks. Then again, 1 shot in, none taken in return. Not bad at all. And if you now take a look on the right side of the screen, you can see that blazing 360, because that's the player we're looking at here. He is not carrying a single round of heat ammo. Only AP and even some HE in there. No premium ammunition for him. If you want to load a heat shell or an APCR shell, if you have that for a premium ammo, then all you have to do if you play on a touch device is open the ammo selector bar, and you can go into the settings and keep that ammo selector bar open constantly once you have selected your shell. If you want to do that, have that open ammo selector and double tap on the round you will want to load into the tank. Then you will load a full magazine. If you just want to switch ammo, you can do that. There's no need to shoot 3 AP shells and then have a full reload for a heat shell. If you want to switch to another type of shell in between shots, you can just do that. That means if you're playing on a PC device, you can press R to reload or just press 1, 2 or 3 depending on the type of shell you want to load. There's no need to shoot in the air and waste ammo and blow your camo rating just because you want to shoot a heat shell instead of an AP or an HE shell. And this type of ammo selection can be crucial if you are facing against certain types of tanks, because that IS-4 and Blazing 360 is not carrying any heat. That IS-4 is full of spaced armor, and as long as you can keep shooting the sights just above the tracks, as you can see, he will penetrate. And Blazing is doing this perfectly. Just look at the damage he's done there. 4,000. He's over 4,000 already, and he's not lost a single hit point. He hasn't bounced anything yet. They haven't shot at him. This is great auto-loading gameplay. There's going to be one of his teammates is going to be slightly upset with him because yeah, he's sitting here obviously and doing nothing. Report T57 Heavy, please, says the E50. But then again, why? This is the only mistake, quote unquote, that Blazing makes here, because he didn't have the gun oppression. Now wanted to get the shot on the IS-4 and had to pull back and took some damage in return. But 4.5k damage almost, and he's only suffered one shot yet. And that E50, as said, he's not happy. This is what happens when you're driving an auto-loading tank to perfection, to the way it should be played, because people will not like it. And Blazing goes onto a full reload because he realizes what is happening. Attention to Sector 4, there's a Kampfpanzer coming up. The T95 also realizes what is happening. He says, L, let's go left, I'm going to set up over here, I'll protect you from that IS-4, from the T54 who's also there at the back. And the T54 knows what's happening, but then forgets about Blazing. 1, 2, that shot goes in, and then number 3 is not available on the Kampfpanzer. But the Kampfpanzer does not realize what has happened. Blazing is on a full reload. But then again, the Kampfpanzer 70 doesn't quite have the DPM or the rate of fire to go against the T57 Heavy and expect to live. But Blazing is still not pushing in. He's taking this very conservatively, as you can see. Goes forward now, 2.5 seconds into shell reload. One shot into the Kampfpanzer, there we go. Pulls back, reloads for the second shell, puts another shot in, bounces the return shot, and shoots the Kampfpanzer again, and then he backs up, and goes forward to face hug, block another shot, and then finish off the Kampfpanzer. Auto-loading heavy tanks played to perfection. Look at this. Look at the damage that he's done. 6.5k total already. 4 kills, 6.6k, 4 kills already. And he's still got 1170 hit points left. And that means that he can safely start engaging the IS-4. Even if the IS-4 manages to shoot him in the side, like this over here, he could still take one shot from the IS-4 and expect to live. And he's got 2.5 seconds into shell reload, which means that he can shoot the IS-4. Oh, that must have gone straight through the driver's hatch. One shot into the air because of a win and a big fat ace. Just 10 hit points shy of 7k damage. And this was an auto-loading heavy tank sitting on the side, having side shots, not being contested, not being rushed at. I have another example for you on how to play an auto-loading heavy tank. And the other tier 10 auto-loading heavy tank is this one, the AMX-50B. This is driven by Panzer, as you can see, and he's got the really good looking veteran camo on the AMX-50B. And he's going to do this, go up towards the front line, take a look around, what's my team doing, some support to the left, to the right, yes, off we go. Because these auto-loading tanks, they usually pay for their burst capability with, say, a lack of armor. And Panzer is not off to a good start because he's thinking this AMX-5120 might be distracted, but the 5120 is not, and it's one shot for one shot. This is not how you want to play your auto-loading tank. He goes up to the hill then, starting to think about engaging the mouse, but that AMX 5120 is still there and no other tanks are spotted. And if you take a look at the lineup, you can see there's 3 tank destroyers in here. And on these tiers, you have big tank destroyers like a Jagdpanzer E100 or an FV. And yes, you've got 1200 damage potential in your magazine, but you have to expose a lot longer than one of these big guns. And Inca is spotted here. He does take out that 5120, but he takes his shot in return from the mouse. There it is. And he can put 1 shot into the mouse and then another one for a full 500. So all in all, this is not bad. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad at all. 1 tank taken out, 2 shots into the mouse for 1 shot in return. That's a fairly good trade. He spots, I think, the Jagdpanzer E100, there's an E75 there as well. And what he's doing now here is trying to keep the tortoise alive. So 1 shot into the mouse, there we go. Then a shot into the E75, exposing not too much. No, another shot into the mouse. Can he clear the mouse? No, the mouse clears the tortoise. Shot into the E75, yes, there we go. That's brilliant stuff. 3 shots into the reds, none taken in return. And he is still in a good spot. He's going forward and backwards, keeping targets lit just a little bit. Already setting up so he can clear this mouse. Yes, AP through the side will do. And then again behind this little piece of wall, takes a shot from the E75. But then again, take a look at that. 454 taken. Mouse taken out, top tier tank taken out, and 2 shots into the E75, who is now a 1 shot to him and to the big guns on his team, and well, a 1 shot to the other heavies as well if they roll high. Well, there's a grill still left and a Jagdpanzer E100, and they've got some support from. They had some support from that PTA, who is now who's killed the T54. Yes, through the lower plate. There we go. And can he swing the gun around and take a shot into the PTA? Yes, straight through the turret. Lovely stuff. Great again. None taken, no damage taken. And all of the magazine dumped into the reds. And Inca now just pulls back because his team is losing in terms of tanks. If they take this base, then they should be okay. Because they've got C as well. That PTA seems to have overcommitted. And then the T30 is not happy. PS update! I've got lag! Maybe not. A lot of people don't have lag, but apparently you do. Yes, go forward, take a look, and I kill the grill. Yes, kill the grill. 1 shot, there we go. The PTA to the back is of no concern. Take out that Conway. The ST1 is rolling in. The T57 Heavy is calling for help. The STI is calling for help. That's the Conway down. And 1 shot left. Lower plate, yes. Then go back, because he's got cover over here. Yes, he's got cover. Drop the speed boost. You can't use adrenaline, obviously, but you can use speed boost. And this Jagdpanzer E100 is tracked now. Yes, it's tracked again. Let's go through. Load APCR for yet another kill. 6 kills. There we go. And 5,492 damage. And this is how you have to play autoloaders. You have to maximize your damage potential. And if that then means that you sit at the back and just let your teammates bleed, even if they are a bit mad at you, well, then so be it. You are the tank that's most dangerous to the enemy if you have a full magazine, if you can unload all 3 or 4 shots into the enemy, preferably without taking anything in return. This is the first in a series of how to play tanks. My name is Martin Dogger. I hope you've liked this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers, happy tanking.